everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a book haul. This is all the books that I got in August. Okay, so the first book I have is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik, and Hannah over at My Life Till Now very kindly sent this book to me as she received an extra copy. And I absolutely love Uprooted. The female friendship in that book is like my life's goal now. I want a friend like that. I'm just super excited to get back into this world. This is like a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, and I have never ever read a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I read the nursery rhyme as a child, and that's it. So yeah, super excited to read this book. The next book. This book is very freaking heavy. Like, this is very heavy. So I got The Savior's Champion by Jenna Morsi. I'm sorry. So I don't really know a whole bunch about this book. I remember, I think I was able to read like the first chapter on her website. I think it was on her website, and I really liked it. It kind of, I was like, I need to know what happens next, so I bought it. So Walgreens bought out Rite Aid. I don't know if anyone knows. So the Rite Aid right down the road obviously is going out of business. And so everything was on sale, so I picked up a couple of books. First one I got is Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. All I know about this book is that a teenage girl, she endures some kind of like horrific, or not horrific, some kind of shocking public humiliation that left her desperate to reinvent herself. But she has a secret, and there's something that's buried in her past, and I'm assuming it comes to light. But yeah, who was it? I think Emma at Emma Books. I think she read this book. I don't remember. But yeah, so I got this. Then I got Right Behind You by Lisa Gardner. I have already read this book. This book follows a brother and a sister who, at a very young age, something horrific and just terrifying happened to their family. And then it follows the brother and sister as they go through like the foster care system. They are separated. It follows kind of like, it doesn't really follow them through the journey, but like you get bits and pieces about like how each of them suffered. That's all I can say. And where each of them ended up. And then like something happens, and the girl's brother, what is her name? Charla's brother being blamed for a series of murders, and Charla thinks like pretty much it's like her turn to save him because he saved her when she was little, and now it's her turn to save him. I don't know. It was a good book. I've already read it, but I'll have more to say in my wrap up. And I got Pretty Baby by Mary Kubica. This follows the story of a woman who brings home a young woman or teenager, a teenager maybe, who has like an infant. She brings them into her home, and then like something begins to start happening with Willow, which is the single mom with the infant. Something begins to like come back from her past, and it's just a twisted story apparently. I don't know. It seems interesting. I found Everything by Nicola Yoon for a freaking $1, and it's in absolutely beautiful condition. There is nothing wrong with this book, and I was like, $1? Yeah. So I think there's a movie about this, and I remember seeing the trailer for the movie, and I think it's about this young girl who like she's really sick or something, so her mom has her like pretty much locked in the house to like protect her, and then like a boy that lives next door, he moves in next door, they start like talking or whatever, like with each other through the windows of the house or something, and then something happens and she goes outside, and then her mom is like, no, you're gonna die, and that's all I know. Next, so if you have seen my trying new genres video, you will know that I was going to get this book from the library. But there were so many freaking people on the waiting list. Like, it was like 180 something people on the waiting list for this book. And there was like, yeah, 63 copies of this book and 183 people on the waiting list. And I was like, holy shit, maybe I need to read this book. And that is A Man Called Ove by Frederick Frederick Bachman. It just seems really heartwarming, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited to read this. I have heard wonderful, fantastic, absolutely amazing things about this book. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I got it. I mean, I'm trying to branch out. Why not? Why not just go for it, right? I don't think I've heard a single negative thing about this book. To be honest, I haven't really read as much female-female relationships. And I know this doesn't just focus on female-female relationships, like sexual and all that. But I don't know. I'm just trying to branch out, okay? And all I know is that this famous actress is telling her story by a specific person, or to a specific person that she picks out, and it's following her, like her husbands and or her ex-husbands, ex-lovers, current lovers, I think, male and female, and just follows her life. And it just seemed really interesting. So I mean, and why not jump on with the hype train? Sam from Sam's Nonsense, she is like totally my unofficial, like non-biological sister. So anyway, I get a lot of my fantasy, like especially adult fantasy recommendations from her channel. She's not the only one, but mostly from her channel. Anyway, so she has recently read this book, and just the way she explained, like described it, and then I like went on Goodreads and read the synopsis and like just a few tiny reviews on the book, and I had to get this book, and that is Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett, and I'm super excited. Like, I mean, this cover is beautiful. I mean, the inside is kind of bleh. A talking key, I think Sam said. A very snarky, I think, talking key, and it just sounded really interesting, so I freaking got it, y'all. And then the next book that I got is, it's like a sequel. It's You by Carolyn Kepnes, and yeah, this is this sequel. This follows a freaking serial killer, like his thingy. As Joe invisibly and obsessively takes control of Beck's life, he begins quietly removing the obstacles that stand in their way. Joe will do anything to ensure Beck finds herself in his waiting arms, even if it means murder. And Joe is the killer in the book, and he like stalks her and stuff, and that just seems really interesting. So I got Hidden Bodies by Carolyn Kepnes. Again, this follows Joe. In the past 10 years, this 30-something has buried 4 bodies. Yeah, we're just following a serial killer here. So yeah. The next book I got is Warm Bodies and the New Hunger by Isaac Marion, and this is like a zombie book. That's the person's name, his name, is having an existential crisis. He is dead. He shuffles through an America destroyed by war, social collapse, and the mindless hunger of his fellow zombies. But he craves something more than brains and the memories he gains when he eats them. He wants a life of his own. After absorbing the poignant past of a troubled young man, R makes a choice that begins the unlikeliest of relationships with his victim's ex-girlfriend. Julie is angry and scared, but fiercely alive, a blast of color in R's gray existence. And as they struggle to protect each other from the grim society around them, they begin to set off dangerous sparks, the kind that could revive their lifeless world or start a war that destroys it. And there's more. But I just like, that's really interesting. So this next book is one of the very first books that I added to my Goodreads account when I first learned what Goodreads was. And that is The Ghost Bride by Yang Zi Chu. In 1893, Li Lan, the daughter of a gentle but bankrupt Chinese family, has few prospects. But fate intervenes when she receives a proposal from the wealthy and powerful Lim family. They want her to become a ghost bride for the family's only son, who died under mysterious circumstances. Rarely practiced, ghost marriages are often meant to placate a restless spirit. Such a union would guarantee Li Lan a comfortable home for the rest of her days, but at what cost? And there's more. Next, I got stupid sticker, The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith, told in 4 parts, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. This provocative debut reveals the deep cuts of trauma. Next, I got The Savage Song by Victoria B.E. Schwab. This is about humans and monsters. Humans create the monsters like through like greed and like bad things, I guess. Anyway, this and like the monsters like steal your soul through music or something. I don't know. Or I think the girl is like a prodigy or something. I don't know. It sounds really interesting. It's the duology, the Savage Song, and then Our Dark Duet, in case you didn't know. But I'm late to the game, and I really wanted to try it. I got Scythe by Neil Shusterman. It's about a world that people don't freaking die, and they have scythes who kill people. Next, I'm kind of confused. Okay, next I got The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I thought that was a sticker. I'm kind of depressed now. I don't know what this book is about. For the past 200 years, the Scion government has led an oppressive campaign against unnaturalness in London. And then the second book is The Mime Order. But I don't know, it seemed really interesting. I got Beasts of Extraordinary Circumstance by Ruth Emmy Lang. And I think this follows an orphaned guy who was raised by wolves, and he owns a horned pig named Merlin. It tells the story of Waylon Gray's life from the perspectives of the people who knew him, loved him, and even a few who thought he was just plain weird. Although he doesn't stay in any of their lives for long, he leaves each of them with a story to tell. Oh, that sounds amazing. Again, I remember why I got this book. It just sounds really, really amazing. Some kind of like magical realism, and it just sounds really, really beautiful, like a beautiful story. And yeah, so that is it for this very, very super duper long book haul. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have read any of these books, I don't know, let me know how you liked them. Just avoid spoilers, I guess. Anyway, alright, that is it for this book haul. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later.